I turn to CNBC for business news, yes, but also news of importance on public health, and they managed to combine the two. Take a look at this.
Think about how the world would be if you tried to quarantine everybody because of the generic type flu. Now, I'm not saying this is the generic type flu, but maybe we'd be just better off if we gave it to everybody. And then in a month it would be over, because the mortality rate of this probably isn't going to be any different if we did it that way than the long-term picture. But the difference is we're wreaking havoc on global and domestic economy.
Okay, so that is an individual, Rick Santelli, that people turn to for financial advice, and they get a little on the side, a little bit of COVID-19 advice. So he believes that rather than try to fight the spread of the disease, why don't we just give up? Inject everyone with it, and that'll be better for the market.
Well, it's so absurd. You see the panic, though. That's what Wall Street and the investor class, and honestly, it's not just the investor class. To be fair, a lot of people's retirement is wrapped up in the market, and all. You don't have to be just a private investor, but that's what panic is circling through those through all of those different regions of the economy. He's saying, can't we just give it to everybody and then we can get, somehow get through this and we'll just flush it in a year, or in a month. It's absurd on its face, and I think it only reflects the fear and the panic. I mean, where he's blurting out what is obviously an utter absurdity.
Right. I don't know what kind of cocaine they snort on the floor of the stock market, but I feel like it is mixed in with the bones of poor people, and they just let it all rip. Because here's the thing: that attitude is exactly the attitude that stockbrokers and people on Wall Street have about Main Street. They're like, listen, if a third of the population dies or 0.3%, it's fine. Look, they were a drain on society. They do not care about human life. They don't care about your home. They don't care about your retirement. That's the last thing that they care about. They care about making money, and he's there. And obviously, the idea that you would infect people with the COVID-19 virus, I got it right. Just to get it over with, of course, that's just a normal day when they're like, how can we kill off more poor people maybe a little bit faster than we normally do?
Yeah. Well, why don't we just clarify the cost of doing business in the way that he was implying there? The WHO currently estimates that the death rate for COVID-19 is 3.4%. Given our population of 328 million, that means that his proposal would kill, give or take, 11 million Americans. I am not an expert on Wall Street, but I would guess that if 11 million Americans suddenly died because the government injected them with a virus, that too would be bad for the economy.
Right.
And America, probably. It'd be bad for the country.
All that guy's doing is, as I say, screaming from the rooftops how panicked he is over what's going on. Can't we get through this? Because they see an economy that will rebound, but it won't rebound as long as we don't know what's going on. You should look to the current administration to show more confidence in science, in technology, in research. Those are the things that the public can have confidence in. Those are the things that the public, as played out by investors, can have confidence in. You want your market back? You need to have better and real messaging from this administration on this issue.
Yeah, who's gonna buy all your goods if we're dead?
We're all dead in the streets?
I mean, obviously everyone's investing in Purell and Lysol wipes. I couldn't find any at Rite Aid. It was very upsetting. But yeah, I will also just say that when it comes to this virus, I think one thing that we overlook, yes, it's about healthcare and technology or finding a cure or finding the vaccine, but it's also about strong communities. It's about the fact that when you have housing and healthcare and education as human rights, people don't, there's a stronger community that you can rely on one another. I mean, obviously, wash your hands when you talk to each other, but actually isolating oneself, not knowing your neighbors, not understanding whether it's evacuation plans or your local health plan, that is all also a risk to the general well-being of society, that actually stronger communities will prevent this virus from spreading. And we don't talk about that.
Yeah. Well, why don't we talk briefly about his apology?
Yeah.
Because it was kind of needed and it did come. Here's a bit of it.
Yesterday, during a segment on the exchange, I said maybe it would be a good idea to expose everybody to the coronavirus, maybe it would be better off for the
economy or the global economy or the markets in general. It was the dumbest, most ignorant, stupid thing anybody could have ever said. What was in my mind at the time, when I was young, and if you got measles, chickenpox, mumps, my parents and other parents would not only put family together, sometimes they bring other students together to expedite the process. It was just a stupid thing to say. It's not appropriate in this instance.
Okay, boomer.
Any instance ever to call for the killing of millions of people.
Okay, boomer. You know, my day, you got the measles, your moms just put them all together, and is that not like that?
Is this wildly different in fundamental ways? Yeah, it is.
Again, I think his panic over what's going on in the markets, he's watching the Dow slide 1,000 points a day or whatever it is, and he's there on the floor, and that married to what he talked about, which is no knowledge of the actual situation, those two things together were a concoction that led to his comments.
He also looks like Jennifer Lopez and Constance Wu took him out for a really late night. And he woke up and he had a very long bill from a strip club, and there were just a lot of vodka Red Bulls and bottles of Moet that he did not remember getting. And now he's sorry.
Yeah.
He sees the error of his ways. I love it. Again,
more people need to see it, basically. Hustlers.
Oh, Hustlers was the best movie of 2019. Jennifer Lopez was completely robbed of not being nominated and then winning for Best Supporting Actress.
That is true.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.